Raul Jimenez has been a household name in San Antonio for decades. I'm April. This is Raul Jimenez III, whose grandfather started one of the largest community celebrations in San Antonio, the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving Dinner.
Restaurant owner Raul Jimenez.
Raul Jimenez.
Raul Jimenez.
Raul Jimenez.
Annual Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving Dinner.
Raul, can you give us the history behind the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving Dinner?
Yeah, so it all started back in 1979. My grandfather had a restaurant up in Dallas-Fort Worth. He's realizing that all these people are coming to his restaurant and he's supporting his business. And he started to see over the holidays, a lot of the senior citizens were left out, right? The family would go to, California, or they would go somewhere else, but they would forget about, the grandpa and grandma. So he told my grandmother, let's have a little get together on Thanksgiving and, show some support to some of our most loyal patrons. And he did. My grandmother was thinking it was gonna be like 20, 30 people. It ended up being about 200 people, and that's kind of how it all started from there. Yeah.
What are some of your fondest memories of him?
So you could probably look, but he had a big old hat, and he always had a chef outfit on. They're trying to get me to wear it, but I just don't think it's gonna work out very well for me. But he was just larger than life. I think what we got out of my grandfather was just, always trying to do more and trying to be that person for the community. My grandmother was a good partner for him because she was like the holiest of holy. She prayed for everybody. I always used to say she was a walking angel here on earth.
So what does the celebration look like today?
Yeah, so like I told you earlier, it started in Dallas-Fort Worth. It transitioned down here when my grandfather and my dad had the, chorizo factories, the plants of Mexican food products, and the restaurants that we had down here. And we just kind of continued the tradition. It started very small, and then we started growing and growing and growing. And what we realized was we didn't want to turn anybody down. We realized there's a lot of displaced military, there's a lot of displaced families, for whatever reason it might be, or it could have just been cost aversion. They just couldn't afford a holiday meal. So as we got to the point where we weren't turning anybody down, it started growing and growing. Today, we're projected to feed 25,000 people on Thanksgiving, which is our 43rd year. So we're super excited. And we're back in the convention center this year. So it's something we've been waiting for a while, especially the last 2 years with the pandemic. We were doing delivery-based meals, but we're super stoked this year.
How can people get involved?
Yeah, so there's many ways to get involved. So obviously from 2020 to now, prices have gone up. So the donations are definitely welcome. We've seen about a 70% increase year over year. Time is pretty much the biggest thing that we're very fortunate to have, that people volunteer their time, because it takes about 5,000 volunteers to pull this off. Without that, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. And that's why I have a big heart for the city, because people give, and there's no other place like San Antonio, and just thankful to the city to give us another opportunity to do this. I don't know how else to say thank you other than, time is magic, and at the end of the day, without time and without a kind heart, we wouldn't be San Antonio.